What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Fight of Faith, the world's first and only Christian MMA podcast. We're a community of believers where we can get in the Word together with Bible read-alongs. And also, if you need some prayer, go ahead and hit us up on our prayer line. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're available for you at 424-70-FIGHT. You can call or text anytime. Now, please prayerfully consider joining us on our Patreon page for as low as $1 a month, and you'll become a member of our Fight fam. And for all you guys that are interested in starting your own podcast and you want to use Spreaker, use my promo code FightOfFaith for 15% off your first year subscription. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Fight of Faith. And check it out, man. We made it. We finally here in the brand new studio here at Encounter Church, Las Vegas. And this is the moment we've been waiting for, y'all. So thank you for your love and support. We're going to be doing a review of the MMA fights that have been going on lately. A lot of good stuff going on. But also, I had a prayer request from somebody on Instagram that needed some help. So so welcome to another episode of The Fight of Faith. Thank you, everybody, for your support, for always being there for me. And remember, you can always hit me up on our prayer line at 424, I believe, 70-FIGHT, 424-70-FIGHT. And you can call that number and leave a voicemail or text that number anytime. And remember that I'm always here for you guys. I'm here for prayer requests. I'm here for advice. If you guys need help with Bible questions, whatever you got going on, we're here for you, okay? So also consider partnering with us, becoming a member of our Fight fam. And as low as $1 a month, you can help us out as joining us on the Patreon page for as low $1 a month. And that'll go to advertising when we start merchandise, for Facebook ads, Google ads, startup costs to actually making this thing a business. So as you can tell, I'm representing my favorite Christian reggae band, Christafari, a beautiful ministry, not just musicians, but they're literally missionaries, matter of fact. And shout out to my boy Justin, who is a producer there, who is a major blessing to everyone around him. Shout out to Pastor Mark, and all of my Christafari family. And gotta represent from where I'm at and where I've been, Hawaii. So let's jump right into it. So the latest and greatest as far as MMA, what I've been hearing, one is that Brock Lesnar is no longer even an option for DC Daniel Cormier. He kind of backed out of that situation, and I don't really blame him, because my boy Cedric from church forwarded me a message about a video that John Jones even openly admitted that he would never fight Daniel Cormier at heavyweight. He really believes that there's a chance of Daniel Cormier putting him away in the heavyweight division, and I don't blame him one bit. That is completely possible. Anything is possible in MMA, but especially if you're talking about having Daniel Cormier in the heavyweight division, who is undefeated at heavyweight, right? And another one that I saw is that Sage Northcutt. He had his one fighting championship debut in Singapore, and it did not go well for him, not one bit. Apparently, within 29 seconds of the first round, he got knocked clean out. And matter of fact, he had like dozens of stitches, a fractured face. And I know we say this as a saying, but the guy literally broke his face, okay? I can't really remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but I'll have to pull it up on my Instagram. It was a monstrous knockout. And matter of fact, I had really high hopes for Sage, because Sage is such a talented guy. And matter of fact, I want him to succeed, because they kind of brought him in prematurely, I feel, in the UFC. He's a solid talent, but at the end of the day, I think it was kind of rushed talent, though. He's a good-looking guy. He's super shredded. He's super athletic. He could do 12 backflips, exaggerating, obviously. But to see that guy knocked out so quickly, it sucked, honestly. The guy that knocked him out was Alexandre. Knocked him out in 29 seconds within the first round of his ONE FC debut. Whew. All right, Sage, back to the drawing board. But he is a believer, and he's our brother in Christ. So shout out to Super Sage Northcutt. Come on the show, man. We would love to have you on as a call-in guest. And yeah, so that happened. We have also, actually, a huge moment for me is when I watched Brendan Schaub's Showtime comedy special. I'm a huge fan of Brendan, man, but I fell asleep. It honestly wasn't that good. You can tell that he had only 3 years of experience in comedy. I mean, I love the guy. I support every podcast he does. I wish to meet him one day. I've seen Brian live. I hope to see him live soon. But at the end of the day, I got to be an honest fan, and I got to be honest with myself. Like, the comedy special wasn't all that at all. It was just basically dude stories. You know, he's good at telling stories. That's what he does. But I feel his podcasts are even funnier than the actual stand-up special, to be honest. But it was a special moment because that's the moment he's been waiting for all his life. So props to him. E for effort. You know, that's what I'm going to say, to keep it kindly. But the reason I bring up Brendan Schaub is because he had a 30-day free trial for Showtime. So obviously I used it to watch the special, fall asleep. But then also Deontay Wilder defeated Brazil. The guy's name is spelled weird. But, it was a clean knockout in the first round. Deontay Wilder is one of my favorite fighters, man. He's a believer as well. Maybe not as outspoken as Tyson Fury, but he's definitely a believer, and he's really blessed because he can put away anybody. This guy is a new Muhammad Ali, in my opinion. Like, as far as an American heavyweight dream come true, this guy is a showstopper. He's always putting people away, always giving the clean finish, and he almost finished Tyson Fury when they had their match, but they called it a draw. And they're only doing that to bring more money. The boxing industry is always all about that. They had Canelo and Triple G have run it back. They had, I think they wanted initially Pacquiao to rematch Bradley, right? He fought him twice. So I think that's a common trend in the boxing industry. But nevertheless, it was a good fight. It was a good fight as far as Deontay Wilder completely putting this guy out. That was a cool knockout to see and show my family how dope Deontay Wilder is. But the thing I want to see, though, in the heavyweight boxing division is like we want to see the best of the best. We want to see Tyson Fury go after Deontay Wilder again and see who wins that one, and the winner gets Anthony Joshua. Hands down, we got to see who is the best pound-for-pound heavyweight boxer in the world, and that's coming soon, I believe, because Tyson Fury is already calling out Deontay Wilder on social media, so that's already a guarantee. He's already calling his shot. Hopefully that happens again, and I love Tyson Fury a lot, and I love Deontay. I really don't know. I just got to leave it up to the Lord. I just got to give it in God's hands and say, okay, let the best man win, because they're all great dudes. Anthony Joshua is a stand-up guy. He never talks that much trash. He's respectable. And the crazy thing about Joshua is that he's so built, like he's so muscular, but he has an insane cardio. He does fade in the later rounds, but I mean, like, he still puts pressure. He still has good power, and he endures the majority of the fight. Tyson Fury is probably the best, if I got to be honest. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder is, he can actually fight at a lower weight class, but he's just putting everyone out. He can weigh in at 210 if he wanted to, and he's knocking everybody out who's 250 and over, So Deontay is just that special specimen of a human being, that he's just so ripped. He has the power, he has the endurance, but he does tend to get sloppy, though. But hey, who am I to say? It's been working for him forever, right? Like, practically undefeated, only one draw against Tyson Fury. So I mean, who am I to say? But if you're talking about technique, you're talking about boxing, the sweet science of boxing, Deontay Wilder kind of makes his own approach on that. Another thing about fighting, as far as mixed martial arts, who else fought this weekend? For me, I've been getting back with the pit. I'm getting back with my Hawaiian Kempo cross pit classes, trying to get back in shape. I lost a little weight, but not too much, you know. Oh yeah, RDA beat Kevin Lee in the 4th round with an arm triangle at UFC Fight Night 152. That was a good fight. You know, I really respect both of these guys. Rafael Dos Anjos is a former lightweight champion, and you know, as far as Kevin Lee, I see him as a future champion, but he just always seems to keep coming up short. And the guy deserves a belt. The guy deserves at least a shot at the belt, but he, like, whenever it comes to a contendership fight, things don't really go his way all the time. And I personally think that Kevin Lee is small for the 170-pound division. I think the 165-pound division will be great for him if they ever do make that happen. But I just think RDA is thick. He's a big guy as far as how wide and strong he is. You know, it's amazing he even made 155, let's be honest. But now him fighting at welterweight, I think he found his rhythm, he's found his sweet spot. And I mentioned this in previous podcasts, is that a lot of people find their home in the higher weight division because they're not depleting their body so much when it comes to cutting weight, trying to make weight, dieting, depriving themselves, right? Really getting to an unnatural weight just to weigh in the day before a huge fight is not really it's not really optimal, right? But if you see these guys who fought recently, it was Kevin Gastelum versus Robert Whittaker. Both of those guys fought at 170. Everyone forgets, but they are great fighters, but for some reason their body could not respond to making the 170-pound weight cut, which is understandable. These guys have bigger framed, and Robert Whittaker is one of the best, if not the best, middleweights in the world. You know, he beat Yoel Romero twice, who is another brother in the Lord, soldier of God. You know, but who I like in that division, who's actually kind of small for the division, is Stylebender. Stylebender is amazing. He's the new Anderson Silva. He outclassed Anderson Silva when they fought each other, and you see him rising up, and he's already interim star. I'm looking forward to see Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. That'll be a great, fantastic fight. But if you compare his size to other middleweights who may be like natural light heavyweights that cut down to all the way to 186 to barely make it, and they fill up the next day and they're so thick and so big, Adesanya is actually on a smaller build. He's a skinny guy, but he uses his length and his height to his advantage to execute great stand-up game, always mixing it up. He's just as good as John Jones on the feet, in my opinion. And it doesn't even make sense, by the way, that John Jones would make fun and call shots with Israel and Adesanya when they're not even close. I mean, imagine if Israel was going to go up to 205. He's just too small. John Jones had no business picking on Israel because John Jones is way bigger. He cuts a lot of weight to make the 205, but that's his kingdom. Let's stay away from 205, all right, Israel? Let's get your belt. I mean, no disrespect to Robert Whittaker, but I really believe he can take the belt from Robert. So go ahead and get yours. But Robert is a survivor, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to bet against either of those guys. I'm just going to wait to see how the cards play out. But as far as John Jones, you know, even though he humbly admits that he might get knocked out by Daniel Cormier at heavyweight. Let's be honest, bro. I mean, that's what I told my friend Cedric in the text message, is that I'm kind of over John Jones with his false humility. Like, he just needs to be real. If he wants to be a douche, just go be a douche. If you're going to have Philippians, you know, tattooed on your chest, and you're going to proclaim Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I love you, bro. Cool. I hope to meet you. But like at the end of the day, just be yourself. Stop trying to be this nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know the story. I'm not gonna rant on all his shortcomings and all his failures, whatever. Like, we all got them. But I mean, he did a lot. You already know what John Jones did, to what extent he did it. But at the end of the day, we all forgive you. But to go pick on like smaller weight classes and like try to dare them to come up to you, and you have this false humility spiel about Daniel Cormier can knock you out, but you beat the guy twice already, just leave it all to rest. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just got to let things be and just leave things alone. Go ahead, go up to heavyweight, go beat up the bigger guys. You know, leave the smaller guys alone. You know what I mean? Like, you're a Christian, you're a believer, cool, I believe that, but like, just stop picking on smaller guys. That's all I'm saying. That's my opinion. And yeah, I mean, like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think is the latest and greatest in the MMA community? I'm basically here to be the new Jesus didn't tap. Straight up, I'm here to be the new Jesus didn't tap. And I'm not trying to come against or challenge anybody, and I'm in no means at any standard to do so, but I have vision and I have a dream, and I remember a time when Jesus didn't tap was all over the place. Fighters would proudly wear their shirts, and they're kind of fading out nowadays, and they don't have a podcast. So guess what, baby? The Fight of Faith is coming to take the baton, to really take that new step in the community, because I don't see it. I mean, like, if you guys know any other Christian MMA podcast, literally, please let me know. Please send me a link, and so I can follow them and support them, and I can partner with them. But at the end of the day, I really believe that I'm the first Christian MMA podcast in the world, because I've searched for it high and low. When I was a truck driver looking for podcasts to listen to on the road and get encouragement, I was getting tired of hearing like agnostic or atheistic Joe Rogan all the time. I love Joe Rogan, but I mean, like, I'm a believer, right? So I'm trying to get some word in me. I'm trying to get in the spirit, y'all, right? And for me to not find what I needed is what caused me to create this thing. You know, like, I've created this brand, I've created this vision and this goal and this dream, and I'm going to accomplish it. So if you do know any other Christian MMA podcasts, let me know, send me the link, and or tag me in their post or whatever. I'm here, and let's partner up. So, you know, I beat a personal record of mine. I made 100 YouTube subscribers. Come on, somebody. I'm so excited, bro. And this is just only the beginning, guys. I really believe this is gonna take off and go to some amazing places. I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys, and you get to be VIPs in all this, especially if you're on the Patreon Fight fam. You're gonna see all kinds of behind the scenes with me writing music for my EP that's gonna be coming out this year. You know, getting back in shape. I want to be a motivation. You know, not only on Instagram, that's just scratching the surface. I want to be a paid motivational speaker. I want to be a minister. I'm a pastor at heart. And so that's why I really urge you guys to reach out to me, and let's talk MMA. Let's talk Christianity. Let's talk about the Bible. You need a prayer request? I got you. I'm really here for you guys. And, you know, I really appreciate your support.
Thank you guys for always tuning in to The Fight of Faith. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following on all platforms. Please share this podcast with somebody that you know. Stay in your word, stay in your Bible, pray every day, walk with Jesus. And if you need help, please call this number, save my number, leave a voicemail or text anytime. I'm here for you. And please partner with us for as low as $1 a month to help us spread the gospel to the world and to the MMA community. And if you got something on your heart, and go ahead and share it on a podcast. Use my discount code and start your podcast and share it with the world. God bless.